The Leopard 2, and ladies and gentlemen, last I left off, got everything painted, and then I started weathering it this week. And what I like to do is, I call it subtle weathering, which is you'll have to really get up on it to see it. Unless you're doing like a battle-worn, combat heavy, lots of chips and scratches, I can understand that. This one, however, is a little more clean, and we just like to make it operational, where it just looks like it's been used. And so everything mostly painted, got most of all the weathering on it, which I use a combination of washes, filter washes, a lot of dry brushing, even very little chipping, since it is we're not doing a combat heavy tank, and a lot of pigments on here. And if you can see the pigments where I tried to do the dust on the side, I did it, like it's been moving along. And I do a lot of filter washes all around the road wheels. If you can see where it's pulled, I want to have, like, because tanks do, go in mud and water and everything else, but I didn't want to, not heavy mud or anything, just enough where the, water did pull in certain areas on the wheels. And just trying to get the, tracks weathered, since they are, rubber tracks, but trying to get just a, hint of dirt in them. And if you see the bottom, I know a lot of people don't show the bottom. I don't do a whole lot. I usually sometimes sign my name on the bottom of tanks, because you'd have to pick it up to see it. But anyway, other than that, I think we're looking pretty darn slick. I got the machine gun painted, and just got a little more to do on the pigments and a little more weathering. I'll be pretty satisfied with it. And then I got to add the clear parts, which is the commander's cupola there, and a few other little lenses that go in a few other places. But then I got to put decals on, which it's going to be very, very light. When I say light, I mean it's going to have like 2 or 3 decals, and that's pretty much it. But anyway, we're getting close to wrapping up the Leopard 2, so a couple more days on that, and we'll finish that up. The big Gundam, I don't know if you can actually see it. I started airbrushing a different shade of, I won't say panels, but trying to give them a little more depth and a little more worn before I start heavy chipping and everything. Tried to do it on the backpack. You might be able to see some of the shadings in certain places before we get all in. I just wanted initial shading on him so I can go in and start chipping, which I started to chip the edges of the Gundam there, if you can see some of it. And that's just, I'm going to say brown paint, and take you a sponge, rip it up, get all the excess paint off of it, and just start doing the chips. It's just real easy to do, and you're weathering it. My next thing, what I'm going to do is, I got most of him shaded, and right through here we're going to make him a little more dirty and worn. So we are going to use a chipping medium. We're going to airbrush that on right through here. And then I like the, these are already watered down, airbrush ready, your weathering effects. This is Brown Engine Suit, and we'll airbrush that on top of the chipping fluid, and then we'll take a brush, dip in water, and we'll start doing some streaking and get some griming on that. Anyway, that's on the to-do list. Hopefully I can do that today, but I have Christmas presents that I have to paint, and everyone knows that I do cozy coops, and I gotta do one day, because the lady already paid for it, and I gotta get that done. So anyway, we'll try to get Mr. Gundam painted, because we want to get him weathered, and so we can take him to the hobby store and hang him from the ceilings. Anyway, that's where I am on Mr. Gundam. Put him up so I don't let him fall. And up next, for the build for others, we are going to build the 1/6 Shadow Trooper. Now, technically, I've never built one, but I have built a Bandai Stormtrooper, so I assume it's the same thing, just upscaled. So anyway, I'm looking for, there won't be a whole lot of painting on this one. There will be probably a little bit of painting and a little bit of weathering on the gun. That's pretty much it. So anyway, a unique piece, and I've never built one in 1/6 scale. So that'll be fun to do. So we're going to start that today, since we're getting closer to being done on the Leopard 2. And then we'll have I also have another one, which I can get it. What I get for putting it in the floor. Once I get the Leopard done, and we're going to get that pretty much started, and then along the way, then we're going to build the Andromeda. And this is the fancy one because it's got the lights in it. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And I haven't built a Star Blazer ship in 80s. So anyway, that's going to be fun. But anyway, that's on the to-do list, and I may do since Gundam's all the craze, I may do another one. Not necessarily a big one, may do something small, and I may do either one of them balls that I like, or we may do a teddy bear. Who knows what we're going to do. So anyway, that's what I got going on today. A very quick update. Leopard 2, it's getting all its fancy weathering. Mr. Gundam, we're starting to weather him, and we're getting ready to start the Shadow Troopers. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.